Hey everybody. It's Monday, right? Hold on. Is it Monday? Happy Monday, everybody. Oh god. Monday part 0. And it already feels like it's Monday part 6. But welcome in. Hey Scritchy, how's it going? Hey, Sun and Showers, congratulations on being first. I believe you have a very consistent I'm first streak going on. So congratulations on that. I am feeling much better today. For 4 days, it was like my face was leaking. I was coughing. I lost my voice briefly at one point. I'm still a little congested. I think I probably still sound a little funny. But I feel pretty good. Nate has informed me that I can't be feeling funny because I am a woman and women are not funny.
Do not get me canceled online.
No, that's a really funny joke between us. Yeah, you're streaking, Sun and Showers. Congratulations. And now I've outed you. I've outed both of you. A streaker and a deviant. Yeah, I'm really glad that I'm feeling better. It was bad enough at over the weekend. I think I got 4 hours of sleep between Friday night and Sunday night, and this morning. But I don't feel tired. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if I'm becoming a Super Saiyan. I hope so. I think that would be fun. Right? Yeah, and Scritchy is still in. No, shut up. I'm a Super Saiyan. I don't get sick. I say, and then hack my lung out. It comes with great responsibility. Oh no, did someone tell Kakarot? Because I don't think he knows. But yeah, it's great. I'm not complaining about today. I got to teach kindergarten again today. Kindergarten is, I'm not gonna lie, so much fun. We got to play with stickers today. So my Monday's going great. The responsibility is destroying Earth. Oh my god. No, okay, never mind. I'm not becoming a Super Saiyan. I'm becoming, what's one of those creatures that doesn't get cancer? I'm becoming a possum. A Super Duper Saiyan. Whoa, when did that happen? Didn't know you were teaching. That sounds like... So I don't teach in, the strictest sense. I'm not a licensed teacher or anything, but I volunteer for an organization that teaches business acumen early at all levels, and it's scaled for, and it builds on... It's a build-upon curriculum. So it goes as early as kindergarten. So, we talked about... The first week I was there, we talked about, how we have to make choices. And, why we may pick something over something else. And today we talked about when we make choices, we also have to make choices what to do with our money. And when we spend our money responsibly, what we do is we buy what we need before we buy what we want. So we talked about needs and wants today. And next week, we get to talk about earning income and the different ways that you can use your income. So there you go. That's my spiel about teaching kindergarten. Grease lighting. Hi, my name is Stickers. I was not playing. Oh, yes, a possum. Yes. Good morning, 6-year-olds. Just remember, line goes up. Yeah, listen, let's talk about why you should have bought Bitcoin last year. No Bitcoin here.
It's worth more than our house.
I know it's worth more than our house. But yeah, no, I love volunteer teaching. I think kids are cool. I know a lot of people don't think kids are cool, but I mean, a small monkey that learns to talk, like, what is cooler than that? No, Furbies are not cooler. Though, I mean, modern Furbies are kind of cool, and they've dealt with the creep factor, so. They've got big old anime eyes now, and they don't look like predators. So I guess there's that. But yeah. So I get to do that. And today I booted up Wonder Draft, which is a program I haven't used in a while. And it's a map maker. And I'm making a world map for a different project that I'm working on. So yeah, my day's been great. And I hope everybody else's has been great too. Also, hello, Brooks. What's shaking? Hope your day's awesome. As I learned from Roger Marsh, that's why you're still kids, because you're stupid. Man. Oh, man. All right. We got mysteries to solve. We've got... Nope, that's Baldur's Gate. Admittedly, I got mysteries to solve in Baldur's Gate 2. And not in Baldur's Gate 2, in Baldur's Gate 3 also. Listen, we're starting off real strong. My mind is mush. And sleep deprived. Holy cow. I'm sorry for the coughing, the sneezing. It's inevitable. Alright. Okay, so I've done some thinking. About our predicament. And I revisited my means, motive, and opportunity table, which I did not make a graphic for, so tough shit. You're just gonna have to listen to me speak for a little bit. So here's the thing, and unfortunately I am kind of relying on a little bit of meta information based on the first time I played through Act 1, where Lucky, the stonemason, we had more information on him that time. Actually, you know what? No, I won't go into it quite yet, now that I think about it. I want to confirm some information. So here's the thing. I pursued Lucky as a potential means there. The last time. Hey, Jogsy, welcome in! Hope life's treating you right, and I hope you're treating yourself gentle. Be kind to yourself. Man, those farm noises. Those are some incredible farm noises. I want to confirm some information about Prior Farnick. Because he's the one I really, realistically know least about. And he's the one, between him and Lucky, I can't eliminate Lucky as our, what the hell? Here. So you can stare at Andreas while we're, you named Shuey gaslighted me into playing Dragon Age Origins. I won't bully you, but I love Dragon Age Origins, and I hope you have a really good time. What are you gonna do? Stop me, nerd. No, I love Dragon Age Origins. It's such a good game. I love that game. Oh my god, I love that game. I'm gonna play it on stream. I love that game so much. I have sunk in total probably... Okay, so in Baldur's Gate 3, I think I'm sitting at 250 hours into that game. Dragon Age Origins is probably at 200 hours. About. Listen, when I love things, I love things. It's probably a clinical condition. Anyways, I have, for all intents and purposes, eliminated I am comfortable eliminating 2 of the 4 potential suspects in... No, it's not intensive purposes. Get the fuck out. You nightmare person. I love you. And I know you're talking smack with someone in armpit licking range, mate. Oh my god. I have bought Jogsy. I have bought Dragon Age Origins. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And then the 5th time I bought it to give to Nate as a gift. Also, yes, thank you for shouting out Jogsy. Everybody, if you don't follow Jogsy. Can you shout out Sun and Showers, too? Follow each other, guys. We're fun people. I'm not a fun person. I am only a nightmare. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So we've got 4 suspects. We've got Lucky the Stonemason. We've got Prior Farnick, who's kind of a dickhole. And an occultist. So, I'm pretending to be Catholic right now. We have Attilia the widow, who is a frail old woman who is angry, and rightly so, at the Baron. He hurt her husband to the point where he never walked or breathed right the same way, like quite the same way, afterwards. And then Sister Matilda of Kempton, who was, in quotation marks, injured by the Baron and had to take a leave of absence from the convent for, I'm going to guess, probably 9 months, due to complications with that. Sister Matilda is a skittish nun. I don't think she has the emotional capacity to kill the Baron, the emotional capacity or the strength to kill the Baron in the way that he was killed. While the widow may have the emotional capacity to absolutely do it, she doesn't have the physical capacity to. So I am very comfortable just kind of eliminating them altogether and not pursuing them in the investigation. I do know the information about Lucky, and I don't know if I have the time to fully investigate him in this playthrough and Prior Farnick. But I do need to eat, and I bet I can go to the Stonemasons and get some information. So, anyway, there's my spiel. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, and my breakdown, and why I will not be pursuing, a scared nun, and, oh, look at this little baby, and a widow, and I do have who I would pick as a more likely suspect, but I'll pursue that later after I get some information about the prior. In 10s and 4 purposes. God damn it. Oh, Sun and Showers, I hope you recover. Also, Nathan. The eyebrows. Yes, Scritchy. Injured in a really terrible way. I would love to talk to you guys, but I have a feeling you're gonna invite me to lunch. Don't mind me, I'm not being rude. I just don't want to eat lunch with you. I can only follow so many blonde-haired women and make goofy eyebrows at me. There wasn't a breakdown, you're barely crying. Listen. Thank you. Thank you, Scritchy. I'm gonna assume Cougs is a blonde now. Listen, I think it would be really funny to have people, I don't know, come up with whatever, why is the doctor here? Get this asshole out of here. I don't even like this guy. Oh, he isn't home. Lucky isn't here. Oh wait, no, I need the Steinauer house, not the Stoltz house. Because that's his. It's Werner Stoltz as the doctor. That's the doctor's house. Fuck that guy. He's classist. And just constantly making brows. But I think it would be really fun. It would personally amuse me. Four lot brows would be really funny. Oh good, they're home. To see what assumptions people have about like what I look like. They don't know what I look like. Looking at some of you. I just think that would be funny. But I am a simple person, and I'm amused by very simple things. Hi, Lucky. Andreas. Hey, Lucky. You have a moment to talk. Make it quick. I was wondering if I might break bread with you and Agnes. We've never shared a meal. I don't see why not. Agnes would be glad to have you. Is now good? You bet your sweet bonnet it is. That would be great. Let's not keep her waiting then. We have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior, Star Ocean. We were talking about Star Ocean in Profusion stream earlier. Or no, we were talking about Sea of Stars. Listen, there's too many stars stuff. No more. No more. Bless us, O Lord, these gifts that we're about to receive from your bounty, and pray to keep the souls of the two innocents who rest at your side. They are daily missed. It's just as a recap, on the Baron's bloody corpse was a note that presumably lured him to the chapter house. I have made notes. And it said, in German, written in perfect Gothic script, which is still stand out to me, and I think I may have a reason why it would be written in perfect Gothic script. Remember the girl, one grave for two innocents. The red bird flies, Martin's chapter. He's killed in the chapter house. Martin's is the time of death. Martin's corresponds to about 2 in the morning. I think we can presume, based on what we know about how Sister Matilda was, quote, injured, that whoever this dead woman is, was probably injured in a similar fashion, and then injured again, or did not survive childbirth. And that is the second innocent. I do not understand what the red bird flies means. No clue on that one. Haven't figured that one out yet. But there you go. And I believe it's this note is the link to what links Lucky to the Baron and gives him motive. Because for Prior Farenick, it's being blackmailed about performing occult rituals. For Sister Matilda, it is her injury. And for Attilia, it is the death of her husband. The ultimate death of her husband. The beating and ultimate death of her husband. So the note has to be what links Lucky. Just by game logic. Not by any sort of deductive reasoning. I guess it is deductive. It's just deductive in game logic. There's like 3 star things tops. No, there's not. There's so many star things. Oh my god. Why would you say that? Oh yeah, because Star Wars isn't banned in my channel. The Star Ocean. Anyways, and here he is making this prayer, at least, and solidifying that link. Through thanks our Lord, amen. And then an amen. Can I get an amen? Alright, or lunchtime. Okay, you're looking tired, Agnes. Did Else keep you up late? I don't know who else is. I don't remember who else is. I don't mind it. She needs the support, and I'm happy to give it. Someone has to look after the women of this town, and Werner hardly cares to. Werner, the doctor. I don't care for the doctor. The doctor sucks. I can clarify in my journal who else is, because now it's made an entry. So I'm more curious about her opinion of the doctor. He's terrible. Haven't you met him? A stuck-up ass who thinks he knows everything just because he went to a fancy university. No offense meant to you, of course, Andreas. You've never lorded your education over me. Else deserves better than his clammy attentions. Ooh. Oh! Agnes is the midwife. That's nice. The women of Tassing are lucky to have you as their midwife, Agnes. God bless you for saying so, Andreas. I try to do right by the women here, as I hope they would do right by me. It's the Christian thing to do. Even if the woman in question is Else Mullerin. Aw. Is Else the miller's wife? I guess we ask anyways. Married to Lenhart Muller, yes. I'm surprised you haven't met her. Did something happen to her? She lost a child a few weeks back. She was overjoyed when she finally quickened, but her bleeding returned soon after. It's been difficult for her, but she has been through it before. She will make it through again. Alright, what do we want? This nasty looking fish. Oh, it's trout. Trout, farmer's bread. Swabian ravioli. You're a children? Oh my god. Swabian ravioli. She is strong in her love of Christ and in love of her husband. She does dote on him, though Lenhart hardly deserves it. Why's that? The miller is not a kind man. Not to the peasants, and not to his wife. Spreading rumors is not Christian behavior, Agnes. It's hardly a secret. The man has power in this town, and he makes certain we all know it. Take it as a caution, Andreas. Don't get on the miller's bad side. Noted. The best thing we can do for Else is care for her as neighbors, like Christ tells us to. She isn't the only one in Tassing who struggles in her marriage. Even my Brigitte has her troubles. Martin Bauer's wife? I didn't realize she was your daughter. Our only living child, yes. God rest their souls. We should never agree to their marriage. She deserves better than Martin Bauer. She loves him, Lucky, and she had to marry sometime. What could we do? Found a man who isn't such a useless shit. At least we got Wolf out of it. I'll make sure he grows up solid. He'll become a great stonemason. Just like his grandpa. Now it's time for trout. Now why don't you tell Andreas about your work at the Abbey? You said you found something strange in the building? Strange? How? Ah, that. I was repairing a cracked wall down in the crypt. The Abbey used to be a Roman fort, right? So it's no spring hen. I bumped into a relief of the Virgin, the door opened, it was the damnedest thing. Okay, we already know about the frickin' door. Huh, imagine that. I discovered the same thing. A fascinating architectural detail, to be sure. That old Abbey's full of secrets, make no mistake. Oh, you know what? That answers a question that I had. Okay, I'll a breakdown afterwards. Breakdown. Anyway, stuck my head up through the trapdoor and one of the nuns screamed. You didn't tell me that part. I felt bad for scaring them. Bread time. I doubt Sister Zedna minded. She's not exactly afraid of men. I probably should have knocked first. Never know what you'll find behind a closed door. Speaking of work, I should get back to it. Still a lot to fix after that storm. It was lovely having you, Andreas. Take care, Agnes. Lucky. Thank you for your hospitality. See you around the Abbey, I expect. Alright, it's time for nones. Alright, so here's the thing. Time to get back to work. Whatever. Listen, Andreas, we'll get back. We'll get to it. Okay. Here's the thing about opportunity for luck. Yeah. Stop. Do I need like an overlay? Like here's the thing. Just a scene switch. That would be pretty funny. So obviously Prior Fernick has opportunity. He lives on the grounds where the murder happened. He has access to the stonemason and blacksmith tools that are kept on site. So Prior Fernick logically makes a lot of sense, and he has motive that we already know about. Thankfully, we can discover that fairly early on, which saves me some time. The thing about Lucky, he does not live on site. Sure, he's got some motive that I don't know that Andreas at this point doesn't know the details of, but he does have means. He is a practiced stonemason, meaning he is extraordinarily strong, has access to the potential murder weapon, which, according to Brother Florian, is a dense, blunt object about the size of a fist, like a hammerhead, or a chisel head. Excuse me. The issue I took was, where's the opportunity? So, let's say he writes this note, and it lures the Baron to the chapter house. That's whatever. Um, it doesn't matter if he's got the note to get him to go to the chapter house if he cannot get there after Abbey open hours in the first place. Potentially, he has just access to the grounds because he is their stonemason. But I think people would take note, even probably at 2 a.m., of him being there, potentially. However, in this conversation, he says that the Abbey is full of old secrets. And after we left dinner the night before the Baron was killed, we saw someone leaving the direction of the Abbey on the old, like, aqueduct ruins. And the tops of aqueducts were always a road of some sort. That may lead out somewhere, and open up somewhere in the Abbey. So that answers the question I had about opportunity for Lucky. The other issue I had was the fact that it's very notable, and Andreas, when you take the craftsman background, notes that the script it's written in is almost, in our case, it would be, in a modern sense, it's almost like typeset, in terms of its perfection. There's a chance that also as a stonemason, he is tasked with carving into the stone of the Abbey. Dates, things like that, names of things. That's fairly common in old Christian locations, in old Christian masonry. And you have to be pretty pixel perfect on those. It's incredible the amount of exact craftsmanship that goes into that. So maybe he can, maybe he can write. I think it's very likely. 2, maybe he can write in perfect Gothic script. Because the thing Andreas notes about it is that no one even in the Abbey scriptorium could have written that well. Because he's seen everybody's handwriting. So, there you go. Then that's the end of Here's the Thing. Thanks for coming. Do I talk to him again? I'm gonna talk to him again. Hello, Andreas. Something you need? Something occurred to me while we were eating. Andreas, I have things to do. Father Thomas needs me to help out at the old church. After that, I'm going fishing with Lotto. So if you don't need me to repair a wall or a fallen chimney, then leave me be. I can see you're busy, so I'll keep it brief. I hope to ask you a few questions about Baron Rothvogel. I don't think so. Why not? I don't want to. You're a grown man. That should be reason enough for you. I saw you shouting at the Baron when he arrived in Tassing. What was it about? Andreas. Alright, I won't press you. Good day, Andreas. Okay, I hope that at least gets me in some good graces. He's not being forthright with me. He seems eager to get away. If I wait here, maybe he'll leave and I can observe his actions. What should I do now? It'll probably take a while. I'll observe Lucky later. That's fine. Alright, time to put the cat. Because Schlau was a good boy. Schlau is not but a bitty baby. Alright, anyways, off we go. Aww. Do you have anything? Hello, Andreas. I don't think anybody has anything to say to me. I'll be with you. Let me check, though. I would hate to miss anybody who has something to say. Something to me. I want to pet that chickens. I'm gonna go back to the Gertners now that I've had lunch. I just didn't want them to invite me to lunch and I'd have to turn them down, and then I would feel real bad. Just want to check on them. Alright, Bill Peter, God bless you. Hey, Andres. Andres. Hello, Andres. Afternoon, I hope the day's treating you well. Dull enough, though. There isn't much to do and not enough hours, or there's much to do and not enough hours to do it all. Storm's made such a mess of the town, and there's leaks in the roof at home, and there's all that wool. Lord. What's this about wool? The ewes are nearing to lambing, so we sheared them last week. I must have spent ages washing all that wool. Have you ever smelled wet, dirty wool, Andreas? Ugh, there's nothing worse. Now that it's clean, we've got to spin it, and that takes an age all its own. Lord, I don't know where I'll find the time. Oh no. No, I'm busy. I'm busy, Clara. Surely you won't be doing it all yourself. Sometimes I forget you're from Nuremberg, Andreas. Clara, Hetty, Veronica, Kat, even little Ursula will be there, though she makes mischief more than she helps. At least the work goes quickly with women working together. Lively conversation helps pass the time. Sometimes we even get visitors. Can I be a visitor? You're welcome to come. I'm sure the others will be glad to have your company, too. John Bauer will be there to keep an eye on us. As long as you stay outside, I can't see what harm you visiting would cause. That's always a curious detail that from the last time I played through this act that I was like, they need a chaperone. My God, it's a bunch of women. I'll consider it. Come on, everyone will be glad to see you mingling with regular folk. Hetty especially. She worries you think too highly of yourself. You meet at John Bauer's home. Come by in the morning or afternoon and speak to Johann. I should get back to work. It was a pleasure running into you, Andreas. I hope we'll see you at the spinning bee, Andreas. Where's the baby? There she is. Under. She's so cute. I love her. I'm a sucker for a little kid. You're so funny. Look at this teeny tiny boy. No, I don't care about the beehive. There we go. Hi, Andreas. Hey, Andreas. How's it going, Hans? Keeping busy in the fields? I guess. Do you like it? What? Farming. I never really thought about it. Dad says it has to get done whether I like it or not. What do you think about it, then? Uncle Franz and Brigitte might help with the laundry today. Said Brigitte might help with the laundry today. She's Martin's wife, right? She seems nice. She is. Nicer than Veronica, anyway. I wish Brigitte lived here instead of her. Well, you have a good time thinking about your cousin's wife. What? Until later, Hans. Bye. That's the best conversation I've had this entire game. Andreas, was just wondering when you'd turn up. The gaggle said you'd come to watch them spin. Oh, fuck. Between you and me, Hetty's not about to let you go when she's gonna cool us. Oh, no. So I hope you got a few hours to hunker down and get comfortable. I do not. I don't have the time just now, maybe another day. Not about to twist your arm, young Master Mahler, but you better sure come round before Sunday. Okay, I cannot stay here and talk to these women. Which one's Hetty? That's Veronica. That's Hetty. Lady, I got a murder to solve. That Hans kid's really funny. Well, if it isn't the late Baron's new best friend. Good afternoon, I'm glad to find you in such a good mood. Nice to see you too, Attilia. Ah, sarcasm, how original. What do you want? You must be bothering me for something. I shouldn't have come here. It's gonna waste my time, because I'm not pursuing her. Not the first time Persia answered my call. You know what I think? I'm glad he's dead. I hope whoever killed him gets the abbot next. Maybe burns that entire abbey to the ground. And that's all I have to say about it. Has the abbot crossed him somehow? What did I just tell you, boy? I don't have anything else to say on the matter. Life of an innocent man is at stake. One of the elderly brothers. Can't you spare me a few minutes? You think I care about what happens to some old monk? Idiot. Kill them all. See if I care. Every agent of the church should die. Where's this anger coming from? Is this something I can help with? No! Well, maybe. Don't suppose those skinny arms of yours can hold more than a paintbrush. I'm not as strong as Otto, but I can lift things and reach high places if that's what you need. Not often someone offers to help out old Attilia. Fine. You do some things for me, maybe it'll jog my memory. But it's gonna take a while. Lots of things I've been building up. Things I'm too old to do. You got someplace to be? Ah, fuck. Shit. I need to go dig up that grave. Hi, Momo. But this will make her mad at me. But I need to know what's in that grave. Sure you will. That's what they all say. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. I don't want her to be mad. Okay, I can't talk to these people. They're going to want me to do a zillion things. Because they're all nice and they want me to hang out with them. Ugh. Brigitte. Get me out of here. Alright. Let me head up to the Abbey, because I need to know chapter house. Okay, now I can look at this. Bloodstain's awful. It must have been left by the Baron before he died, but how? Got his head bashed in. Hello, Gurnet. I don't want to talk to you, Gurnet. See, because I think the murder weapon is whatever is on that peg. Those two pegs right there. I just don't know where it is, and I'm concerned that it is up the stairs. Thank you. I'm concerned it is buried in that grave that I can't select right now. Hold on. Why can't I select this? Occult hands. Okay, Brother Gerhardt's grave looked like it's been disturbed recently. I should ask Father Gernot for permission to dig up the grave. I suppose I could ask Brother Folkbert to dig it up without the abbot's permission, but he might get in trouble. Maybe I could even tempt Otto Zimmerman into helping me. I think Otto is fishing. I wonder if I can convince him. Hold on. Let me see if I can... Whee! Goodbye. Oh, hello. Oh, hello, Folkbert. Hey, Andreas, you need something. Father Abbott said I should help you if you needed it, so here I am. I wonder if I can. There's a matter I need your help with. I suspect there's something hidden in Gerhardt's grave. Do you think you could dig it up for me? Did you ask Father Gernot? Hell no. I want to help, but I don't think I should unless he says it's all right. Oh, let me see if I can go convince the abbot. Oh, shoot. I overlooked a thinky bubble. That's okay. Hello, Andreas. Please don't be mad at me. Trust you're abiding by my command to leave Pierre and the rest of the monastics in peace. Father Gernot is in a difficult position. He hasn't been in the abbot long, and he's young. The elder monks don't respect him. A friend of the Prince Bishop murdered under the roof of his abbey. It doesn't look good. If I represent a threat to the abbot's authority, he could expel me from the abbey, masterwork or not. I could lie and say I haven't investigated a single thing. Then I may never discover who really killed Lawrence, and Pierre will die for it. I should be careful not to alienate Gernot before the Archdeacon arrives. I don't want to lie to him. But I wonder, but I'm concerned that that will end my line of inquiry with the grave. But I know that I'm not going to be on his good side, given the couple of interactions I've had with him. First, at dinner, I did engage with Lawrence in debate, and then I also asked questions loudly when he accused Piero. I mean, it's not really a lie. I haven't really been bothering the other monastics a lot. Except for that time that I snuck into the library without permission. So, never mind. I've been kind of an asshat. I wonder if this maybe answer will get me by. But this feels accusatory. This one feels more accusatory. Maybe. I'm satisfied I have the Baron's killer well in hand. And if I'm not mistaken, truth is for the Archdeacon to uncover. Not a journeyman artist who is not even part of his community. There's more at stake here than you understand, Andres. This guy rude AF. I mean, he is in a tenuous position. And I can appreciate that. I mean, I just wish he would see me as an ally, not... I mean, I was rude back. So, no one wins here. Given that I'm not the Lord, of course that's the case, that may be, but I can't in good conscience let an innocent man face death while a murderer runs loose. What is at stake here, exactly? Because I want to be able to convince him as like, look, I am trying to help you, and it will look better for him if he invested in investigating what was going on, in presenting clear evidence to the guy who's coming. I don't have perfect understanding of all things, but I got... I'm so happy for you, Sun and Showers. I just feel like I don't have a good response, given that I am... And I don't want to deal with this. Given that I am not the Lord. The person I pretend to be on the internet. Oh, you've got internet soup. Speaking of soup, I made a creamy Italian and potato soup with spinach this evening, and I'm not gonna lie, it's all I'm thinking about right now. That and murder. Most foul. So, you know, nothing new there. Hold on, Momo is yelling at me. I think she wants... Momo, do you need a cuddle? Come here, sweetheart. Throw up those Momos in chat because I got a Momo. that is true. A regrettable amount of Takis for you is any amount of Takis. These Takis also sound good. Maybe I'm just hungry. Again. Look at them cats. Look at all them cats. Hi, Momo. Momo, who murdered the Baron? Do you know? Momo could suss out the true murderer. I do love seeing everybody's cat emojis. Should I make a Torlop that just has cat ears on? That's tempting. That may be, but well... It's a bee! It's a bee! Yes. Alright. Sorry, 1 second. I'm dying. You sent me into a coughing fit. Hold on, let me make a note. One day I'll be better. One day I'll breathe again. Catlop emote. I made a note. You have arrived at the perfect time, yes. Oh. Fuego Takis are life. We picked up some ranch Takis, which admittedly, like, ranch is not an unpopular flavor in this household. And they're not as good as I thought they were going to be. Nathan hates Takis, and he needs to accept the fact that he just hates Takis, and they'll never be good for him. But they're just okay. Fuego Takis are life. Hey, Momo. I know. Who murdered the Baron, Momo? Was it you? Did you... Her ears perked up. One son's treasure is another grave's IBS. Well, yeah. I'm gonna ask him, what is at stake here? Aside from an innocent man's life, of course. There are few extant double monasteries with working scriptoriums any longer. They're costly to operate, and the church does not approve of them. Baron Rothvogel was a friend of the Prince Bishop, and if the Prince Bishop were so inclined, he could order the abbey closed and our community disbanded. A community of which you are not a member, and whose precarity you can't understand. I thought you were a clever man, Andreas. Your ignorance disappoints me. I do not wish to disappoint you, Father Gurna, but neither do I wish for an innocent man to die based on circumstance alone. Which is why I've come to you with a request. And... Oh. Fernick is Gernot's assistant. Suggesting Fernick might have killed Lawrence might anger the abbot if the two are close. The brothers chose Gernot over Fernick because they didn't find Fernick trustworthy. Gernot might not either. I could keep Fernick's name out of it entirely, but then my reasoning would sound rather vague. Blessed be the impervious bowels. Listen, Nate Graves, has guts of steel. I don't understand. It is truly a wonder to behold. It's one of the great wonders of the modern world. It's because he's not lactose intolerant. He's not developing it. I, however, am developing lactose intolerance, so life here is interesting. No. It makes my tummy hurt. Dairy makes my tummy hurt. And I eat it anyways. Because it's delicious. Excuse me. Get some water. Ugh. I cannot refuse cheese. I cannot do it. I am not a strong man. I'm so happy for you. No. Oh, yes. I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? Don't tempt me to prove that I can. I'm legit bedridden at the moment since I was dairy poisoned. Was it... Wait, are you lactose... Okay, hold on. Are you lactose intolerant? Do you have IBS?
Is it vegan?
Or... No, you're lacto-ovo vegetarian, right? B? First, there's that question. 1. 2, or were you, like, food poisoned? Did you have bad dairy? B, no. No. I'm so sorry. I'm tolerant, not as intolerant as other... Oh, well, you know, Sun and Showers, we're so happy to have you. Okay, hold on. Did someone mention cheese? Yes. Perfusion! Huzzah! He arrives! How did the rest of Spyro go? I'm sorry I couldn't stick around longer. I have no clue. I don't do dairy. Very bad, lactose forbidden. Parents bought me a vegan cake that was not, in fact, vegan. Oh, no. Oh. So, after going so long without dairy, it attacked your bowels. Oh, no. Bee's dying. She got dairy attacked. Spyro's been fun to play again. Dude, Spyro's great. I love Spyro. I love Spyro so much. Okay, listen. In the grand hierarchy of things, there is Dragon Age. There is Spyro. And there is Tom Hiddleston. That is the great hierarchy of needs. There you go. I'm so sorry, B. I feel for you. I feel for you so much. Oh yeah, the remake is beautiful. I love it. Hagner, for fuck's sake, the bloat is real. If I were a fish, they'd flush me. Oh no. F's in chat for B. Oh, excuse me. Oh my god. Hold on. Where's... Oh. No, I have water. Hold on. I need... Sorry for the crinkly plastic. I need a honey drop. I need a... Something to... I eat a lot of things. B has become the pufferfish. Okay. I don't know. Do I accuse Fairnick outright? Because at that point, I do have to explain why I think so. Which means I'm going to call attention to all of his occult business. Which means Gurna is going to be like, no, do not do that. Do not, absolutely do not do that. B is like, accuse him! Burn him to the ground! Get to lay around and actually catch streams. You know what? I can understand how that would be nice. Like, being able to kind of relax and just watch other people play games. Because you busy, girl. You busy. I don't know how you do it. I'm just confused how someone messes up a vegan cake. Oh, yeah. I feel like vegan isn't confusing. Admittedly, like, in terms of, like, the dietary restrictions, vegan is probably the most clear-cut. B always be doing mayhem. Yes. Yes. Profusion also be doing mayhem. With a small purple dragon. Named Spyro. Mislabeled for sure. Oh, what a bummer. Way too rich based on the level of bowel death. Yeah, it had to have been dairy. I'm so sorry. Alright. We're gonna go with it. I have reason to believe Prior Fairnick has hidden something in Brother Gerhardt's grave, and I'd like to dig it up. What does that have to do with the death of Baron Rothvogel? I suspect the weapon used to murder the Baron may be buried there. Baron Rothvogel was stabbed. We know the murder weapon used to kill him. Brother Piero was found holding it. The Baron's stab wound was self-inflicted. He was killed by a blow to the head. How do you know this? I recall telling you to stay off Abbey grounds after the body was discovered. Yeah, Florian let me watch under, you know, against the abbot's wishes. It would be ungrateful of me to reveal his disobedience to the abbot. I agree, so I'm not going to. Oh, excuse me. But what we learned might help convince the abbot that Piero couldn't have killed Lorenz. But this also sounds accusatory. This is the thing, like, Andreas is either kind of inflammatory or, like, keeping secrets.
I think you're better off dumping the secrets.
Yeah, probably.
I think otherwise you come across as, like, you're gonna fight with him.
Yeah. No, I agree. I want to be on his good side. And, like, just attacking him isn't doing us any good. It is gonna pass one way or another, B. It's how animals work is in one end and out the other. Damn it. I examined his body with Brother Florian. I see. So when I told you to stay away from the Abbey, that meant nothing to you. And you admit as much to my face. Fascinating. Brother Florian and I will discuss his role in this farce later. You seem to think I don't care who killed the Baron, or whether Piero is the one who did it. I do. But I have a role to play here, and I can't be seen to undermine the authority of the Archdeacon in stepping outside of it. Do you take me for a fool? I will not let you exhume Brother Gernhardt's body on a hunch. He's nothing more than bones now. I'm sure he won't mind. If he's a brother of this abbey, he should be left in peace. Just as I would like to be. Leave now, and do not pester me about this again. Damn. Hi, Momo. Who's a good baby? And I just outed Florian. Yeah, he's annoyed. I don't blame him for being annoyed. Here, take this cat. Sorry to pass off the baby. But he suffers from not being able to recognize an imperfect ally and just seeing them as an enemy. So, there you go. Okay. The other option I had was to see if Otto would dig it up with me. I wonder if I can lie to him. Or if he'll dig it up with me regardless of the abbot's approval. I think he'll be fishing. I want to know what's in that grave. And if it's a potential... looks like... Nope. Unless this is the wrong auto. No, that's the right auto. I think that's the only auto I've got. Crap. Old auto. Otto Zimmerman. Count Carpenter. Where is Otto Zimmerman right now? Is that the auto? But I did move the wrong button. There's a chance that quest is just done now. It's gonna be... That's in the Tola. Damn it, wrong button. I don't understand how to play games. And I'm gonna keep making the same mistake. There we go. No permission. I may need to convince Brother or maybe Otto Zimmerman would be willing to help. Where is Otto Zimmerman? Okay, so the quest isn't over. The spinning bee, yes. Sorry, excuse me. Where did we put Otto? He's a town carpenter who wasn't at Curacao. Oh, I found him! A win! What you doing, Andreas? Heard the Baron's friend of yours was killed up at the Abbey. I'm surprised he wasn't killed sooner. My mentor, Brother Pierre, has been blamed for this crime. We're the elder brothers, isn't he? Might have met him while I was replacing the scriptorium roof. Seemed an alright sort for a monk. Sorry to hear it. Anyway, do you need something? Otherwise, I got things to do. Oh, hold on. What's your problem with Warrens? I don't know. He's not one of my suspects. Do you think you could help me dig up a grave at the Abbey? Why? You think there's something in there that'll prove the old brother's innocent, right? That's it. You're perceptive, Otto. I only listen to when people talk. You should try it. Wow, dude. Did you talk to the abbot about this mischief? Wouldn't want to get my grubby hands all over this stuff without his permission. Actually, he expressly forbade it. And you still want me to do it? Sure, why not? It'll take a few hours, though. Especially if I'm digging alone. I'm ready. Let's go. Alright, I'll grab my tools. Alright, Otto's a solid dude. I'm not gonna lie. Even after I told him I've been expressly forbid from doing this, he's like, fuck it. I ain't got... He's like, I got work to do, and I tell him I can't. I've been told not to. He's like, I ain't got any plans anymore. He's exactly the kind of dude you want to have in your corner. He's like, you want to dig up a body? Otto's like, yeah, why not? So, town carpenter. What's that like? Exhausting. Not unlike this here. Satisfying, too. To make things with my hands. To feel the sun on my neck and sap under my fingers. I haven't fallen off a roof yet, so, all in all, I can't complain. You always want to be a carpenter. It never crossed my mind that I'd do anything else. I was always doing what my father did. What else would I have learned? But I like being a carpenter. It's necessary work. Keeps you talking to everyone in town and aware of what's troubling them. Many people in Tassing are struggling, Andreas. Peasants especially. Heard as much from Clara Gattern. They used to be able to pay a portion of their taxes and crops, but the abbot put an end to that. Now if they get a bad price from a miller, they don't have enough to pay the abbey. That's exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about. The abbot might own the land, but he doesn't work it. He just reaps the benefits of others' efforts. But it's not just him. The law, imperial law, that's what gives him power. So maybe the laws have to change. Someone should do something about that. Who, though? Not city tradesmen like you. Too much work. Wouldn't want to get your hands dirty. Anyway, I should get back to digging. Man. I love Otto. I love him. It's gonna take a while. This all on my own. Get a shovel, Andreas. Get your hands dirty. Got ways to go that. Why don't you take a look around? I should probably get to work. Oh, what's this? I like you're just hanging out and watching, like, like they couldn't find a second shovel. I know. And he's calling me out. I'm like, dude, go find a shovel. Help him. Oh, Father Matthias is here. With a wooden headstone, too. Thing must be worse for the abbey than I thought. Shouldn't the abbots be buried with more marble? The rest of the abbots are in the crypt or under the church. I took a look at them while I was inspecting the foundations with Endress. Curaçao's built on top of an old Roman fort. Not cheap to maintain by any means. Still, I'm surprised the abbey doesn't have enough money to pay for a new tomb. Especially when they're overtaxing everyone. Andreas is too pretty to do such work. He's like, no, my nails. I heard the abbot and the prior arguing when I repaired the scriptorium roof. Whatever problems Curaçao's having, they've been going on a while. Is there another shovel somewhere? I want to help this man. And I can't leave. Alright, what's up with this one? Brother Jacob from Cologne. You ever meet him? He spoke a couple times. He was a funny man. Just about the only one of these monks with a sense of humor. A funny monk. I'm sad to have missed him. He had a gift for manipulating his features and his voice to imitate the other monks. A man like that is wasted at an abbey. Aw. What about this one? Mother Brunhilde Abbaticia, or Abatissa? I doubt anyone's in that one. Given the age, I guess she's been long removed to the abbey crypt by now. You worried Father Gurnett might try to punish us for this? God willing, will be done before he finds out about it. So you want me to speed it up? Sure, what do you care about my back? Christ. Andreas! Oh, no, Matthew! Don't worry, I got dirt on you. Short, angry monk coming this way. Aw, hell, we're destined for an earful. Shit, Matthias not gonna like... Matthew's not gonna like this. I could hide, but then I'd be putting Otto in a tough spot. He's not gonna be happy with me if he has to deal with Matthew on his own. But this could be the clue that unlocks truths about who killed Lawrence. Just a little trouble if it saves an innocent man's life. Exactly. Ah, hell, we're destined for an earful. Is all well here? We're digging up a grave. How are you? There's a bug on my head. What, and ruin these hands? These are my livelihood. Dirt on thee, but none on me. Exactly. I just love... We're digging up a grave. How are you? Why wouldn't it be? Why have you coerced the carpenter into digging up the late Brother Gernhard? Someone has disturbed this grave and I suspect it's connected with Baron's... I mean, fuck it. That's curious if you're telling the truth. Even so, Brother Gernhardt's grave is not your concern. You're not a member of this community, Andreas. No, don't lie. The abbot gave me permission. As a circuiter, it's my duty to prevent mischief such as this. I'm terribly convincing. It's the... Oh, we failed that one. You are mistaken. Master Zimmerman, please clean up this mess. I'm gonna speak with the abbot about this immediately. Oh, I am so screwed. Is that gonna cause problems for you? I have to go murder a monk. Proving Piero's innocence is what matters. I'm not worried about anything else. You got convictions, after all. Huh. Well, the sun won't wait, so I better get back to digging. Oh, and he stays! He stays to dig! I am so dead! Oh, oh no! Sister Maria, the librarian. Probably before your time. I was a boy when she passed. My father spoke well of her, though. Said she reminded him of his own grandmother. A sweet woman who loved the Lord. I suppose the abbot will have her dug up soon. Ah, for the crypt. ghoulish tradition. I always thought what's dead should remain buried. Well, except in this instance. But then I don't have much space here, and many of the monks aren't long for death themselves. So... to the crypt. Alright, well, I've reached the body, but... was it something wrong with it? Looks fine, decay notwithstanding, but someone stuffed a sack under his ribs. Good God. Let me see. There is something in the grave. Oh, occult tools. Ah, arcane tools. They could serve no other purpose. Tools? What do you mean? What would you use these for? Magic. Two are plated with precious metals and engraved. A silver chased rod and a gold plate. Golden plate. The rod, oh, excuse me. The rod has symbols of the zodiac on it. The plate has some script I don't recognize. And a knife! Seems ordinary enough. But the other two buried here. Why would someone bury them here together? Because they're forbidden. Wait, there's blood on some of these symbols on this rod. Dried to be certain, but not that old. Brennick tried cleaning this, but wasn't able to remove all the blood. Could this be what was used to kill Lawrence? I mean, it's got a dense head. Who buried this here anyways? I can't say, but it might be connected to the Baron's murder. What? None of this makes any sense. What's going on here, Andreas? That's what I intend to figure out, Otto. Thank you for your help. I'm gonna get kicked out of the Abbey. I should find someone to eat with. They're not gonna let me back into wrong way to the Abbey. Suddenly playing D&D, roll an Arcana check. This is now a D&D podcast. Man. Why is the light red here? Huh. Maybe it's just the time. Alright. Who am I having lunch with? I wonder, actually, you know what, I am curious about something. And I wonder if I can eat with him. The charcoal burner and the Romani tinkerer are not this direction. But they're, like, nearby. Like, they're near a I wonder if they saw something. Because there's no other thing to really bring me to speak to them. You need something, Master Mahler? Would you mind if I join you for a meal? Are you sure? I'm curious. Yes. Well, then I suppose you're welcome. Is it alright with you, Vexla? I suppose. Alright, good. Good! Blessed is the Lord, and these are gifts for which you're about to receive from your bounty. Through Jesus Christ our Lord, amen. 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 Sweet, I don't have to pick. Oh, damn. Thank you for the hospitality. Of course, we're glad to have you. How else will Vaxlog get this sound gossip? Stop, I don't... Alright, I was only kidding. I enjoy the songs of Little Birds now and then. I'll sing if you will, Vaxlog. But... I don't sing, gossip, or otherwise. Smokey is... It's a stupid joke. Don't worry about it. Don't sulk about it, then. I don't know what that's about. What's this? Mountain cheese, almonds, and jerky. Almonds. In truth, I'm the gossip, Master Muller. I don't carouse with proper people, but I like to know what's going on. I wonder if he knows something. Mountain cheese. If you tell me some of your gossip, I'll tell you some of mine. Damn it. I needed to go to the spinning bee. No! No, because all the gossip is there. I'm gonna leave now. You can put the dirt back where you found it, thanks. Exactly. They were so shitty to Otto. Oh man, and I don't even have the option to like not be. It's just such a bummer. I haven't heard anything to share lately, but you and Vaxlov, you must hear all kinds of things. You're not wrong about that. Smoky gossip makes trouble and gets people hurt. When did you become such an old woman, Vaxlov? You're no fun at all. No one's getting hurt, we're just telling stories. Alright, what have you heard? Vaxlov knows something about the prior. Knows something about the prior! I knew it! Yes! This was a good place to come for dinner, or for lunch. Dinner? I don't know where I am. I don't know when I am. Don't you, Vaxlov? Why are you dragging me into this? Look, either you tell the story, or I tell my version of it. Stupid. Fine. A few weeks back, I saw that man, the Hungarian, in the woods. He was doing some kind of ritual with blood. That's not a good sign. My God. The use of blood is often associated with black magic. Black magic? Well, I don't care what color it is. It sounds bad to me. Whose blood was it? His. He cut his hand in the middle of the ritual and dripped the blood into a cup, I think. He kept repeating some phrase over and over. Sec Lux 10 every or something. Lux. You mean Lux? E tenebrous Lux. It means light from darkness. Scared you, didn't it, Vaxlov? Well, I don't mind if people have strange beliefs. Let people do what they want. I just don't like blood. What's inside the body should stay inside. Well, that calls into question then the blood on the rod that we found. Because discovering it post-murder makes you think that it could be the murder weapon. It could be dense enough at the tip. Or at the, like, the business end. But if the prior is using his own blood, then it's probably his blood on the rod. He's doing some kind of ritual with blood. I had things to do. Wasn't the least bit curious, so I just kept walking. Listen, Vaxlov is the only, like, sensible person here. He's like, I ain't messing with that. And goodbye, sir. Some invocations require blood sacrifice, so the spirit has something material to work through. Work through? Yes, to do the bidding of the practitioner. That sounds bad. You heard anything else lately? Nothing else comes to mind. Well, the good brothers and sisters of the Abbey may have the townsfolk fooled, but not Old Smoky. They get up to all sorts of things in these woods. Like what? It was from a tree that man first learned of sin. That's such a great one, I can't not. Oh? Smoky. Oh, please. No one around here cares if I live or die. They sure don't care what I say to people. Until they do. Fine. Say what you want. You know that old monk and nun who do the shopping in town? Oh, are they in flagrante delicto? Brother Voislav and Sister Matilda? Well, they do more than shop together. They meet in the woods, sometimes, where no one can see, no one except Old Smoky. And they do the things adults do. You understand? Smoky. What? It's true? Huh. Good for them. If they're happy, what's the harm? They certainly seemed happy. Very happy, if you get my meaning. Yes, I understand. Thank you. Yes, well. You heard anything else lately? No, nothing. No matter. There's plenty more to tell. Man! He knows so much! He's got so much information. Yeah, they do taxes in the woods. They do their taxes in the woods. Well, the whole town's built on Roman ruins, right? Pieces of an old town sit underneath the abbey, too. Hundreds of years ago, the Romans built all sorts of things up there. Then one day, they just vanished. We built on their bones. Excuse me. You still have to be careful where you step in this forest. You're liable to fall into an old ruin, or get scared halfway to the grave by a ghost. It's true, Smokey saw a ghost. Oh, I love ghost stories. As do I, but this is no story. It was late in the evening, the moon was high, painting the leaves all soft and silver. I heard a rustling in the meadow like wind through grass, like whispers. I looked up. This is my favorite part. This is good. And there he was, standing in the meadow like he's carved out of moonlight, bent near in half. He looks at me, and it's like I've been speared straight through my soul. Just these two eyes like dark pools boring right into me. And his edges, the borders of him, they shimmer so hard it hurts to look straight at him. I can't help it. I blink. Like God himself closed my eyes. This chill wind blows through me, the very breath of winter. And when I look back, he's gone. Jerky time. I'm not gonna lie, Smokey's now the best character. I love that story. So a weird guy looked at you. Is that the whole story? So a weird guy looked at you. Oh, huh. Maybe you really did see a ghost. Anyway, these rooms are haunted. Hey, Smokey. I gotta get back to sharpening knives for the Albans. Alright, enough talking. Good to see you, Master Mahler. Drop by again sometime. Thank you for having me, Smokey. Until next time. 17 hours. Should get some sleep. I am so glad that I went to see Smokey. Smokey's awesome. That guy's so cool. He tells ghost stories. The thing is, now I don't have a lot of information. And I don't know... Oh, shit. I'm not convinced Fernick did it. But I'm not unconvinced that Lucky actually did. And I don't know what the morning's gonna look like. I've got 17 hours till the dude shows up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do one last thing. Also, I didn't do any work at the scriptorium, and I'm not entirely sure that I care. Oh. Oh yeah, that's right, he does show up here. I know you guys are fucking. Andreas Christ, there you are. Mind your language, brother. Brother Wislav, what's the matter? It's the Archdeacon. He's come early with the entire retinue in tow. He's questioning everyone who knew the Baron and Brother Piero. I've already told him the little I know. He expects to speak with you tomorrow at Nons. He requested you specifically. Did he say why? It's no secret you've been poking about town in the Abbey, sticking your nose in the rot. I hope your prying has borne fruit, or Piero's neck will meet the sword. Done my best with the time I have. Only had a couple more days. Whatever happens, Piero knows you've been working hard on his behalf. He's grateful for it. Only, Andreas... What is it? It's just... You know as well as I do the Baron was not a good man. I'm not saying he deserved what he got, just... You think hard about what you tell the Archdeacon and who you tell him about. You understand? You don't need to worry, I found nothing that implicates you. You didn't do it, did you? It's not me I'm worried about. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to shout. You don't deserve that. All I'm saying is, if in your searching you heard anything about a certain sister, I'd ask you to keep it to yourself. I'll do what I can to protect Sister Matilda from censure. That's all I would ask of you. I should return to Curacao. Yeah, but we'll be having a fit right about now. Be well, Andreas. I'll pray for Biaro's deliverance tonight. You should as well. I hope they're happy. Oh, boy. Listen, the reason this guy's back sucks is because he sleeps in a chair. Yeah, get some rest, dude. I don't think there's anything else I can do. I can't talk to anyone. Can't get it anywhere. Oh, we're going to the Mine Palace. Whee! Alright, it's time for your second installment of Here's the Thing. I genuinely think after going through this a different route on this act, I didn't have concrete, like, what I would consider solid concrete information, right, or evidence, to suspect Lucky the first time. But based on the additional evidence that I was able to get this round, I'm not unconvinced that he did do it. Because it keeps coming back to, he is tied to the note that lured him to the lured the Baron to the location where he was ultimately killed. At the time he was murdered. And I think that may be enough for me. I think the blood on the ritual items is the Prior's, not the Baron's. That's just a feeling. I don't have concrete information on that either. But I think I might be more comfortable executing Lucky than I am with anyone else. I mean, I'm not executing them, I'm just dumping information, but my testimony directly leads to whatever the result is. What am I doing? My mind palace! Andreas, when are you coming home? I'll be home soon. I just need to finish this. I'm a little nervous about this girl, Sabine. Don't worry yourself over it. I barely knew your mother before we were married. Besides, you need a wife if you're going to start your workshop as a master. That's the law. Yes, of course. You're not going to quit lists like you quit university, are you? No, of course not. Good. If it weren't for the work I did for the rector, you never would have had the opportunity. Most people never get a second chance after they throw something away like that. I know, Dad. We'll see you when you get back. Sure. Alright. Does anybody else talk to me? Man, talk about pressure. I really don't have any idea what you're like. You really want to get married to a complete stranger? Why should that matter? Right. Everyone keeps saying that. That's why I'm saying it to you now. Because I'm saying it to myself. Exactly. I'll see you soon, Andreas. For real, I mean. I suppose that's true. Till then. Is that it? Welcome back, Andreas. It's been too long since you graced this court with your presence. Apologies, Your Majesty. My mind's been preoccupied by a tragedy at Curacao Abbey. What manner of tragedy? The murder of a nobleman, close friend of the Prince Bishop of Freising. My friend, Brother Piero, is the abbot's only suspect. I know that he could not have done it. How do you know? Examine your assumptions, my son. In addition to having no motive and violence not being a part of his character, he's not physically capable of the act. Excuse me. He is of limited strength and has a palsy in his hand that makes holding a paintbrush difficult. It's inconceivable that he would have had the strength and resolve to kill the Baron with a blow to the head. Oh, a whole lot of inconceivable shit happens on this hell of an earth, Andreas. I do not believe that it is possible, but I believe it is extremely improbable. So what do you intend to do about it? When I'm brought before the Archdeacon, I'll tell him what I know of the other people who had motives to kill the Baron. I have to believe he'll see there are much more likely suspects than Piero. Why have you taken this task upon yourself? I have to save Brother Piero's life. He has no one else to help him. Your love for and devotion to him speak well of your character. A man who is humble before his elders honors also his gods. Of course you'd say that, old man. He's right, though. If Andreas doesn't help him, no one will. Exactly. I understand why the brothers and sisters cannot act against the abbot, but I must do something. Why does that shift-for-brains abbot care about the death of a useless fart like Lawrence Rothvogel anyway? Powerful people get upset when other powerful people are murdered. This could threaten the existence of the Abbey. Oh no, the Abbey. Who gives a damn about those hypocritical assholes? In any case, Andreas' ability to prevent Piero's death depends on the judgment of the Archdeacon. Wise or foolish, corrupt or just, the Archdeacon will be the first and possibly final arbiter of Piero's guilt. Andreas must win the Archdeacon to his side using the tools favored by men such as him. Reason? When's the last time you met a man who is truly ruled by reason? Wisdom? Wisdom can be shared, though the audience may not comprehend it. Honesty. You must be honest in all things, Andreas, but then you're not willing to accept the truth. And the cost of honesty can be high. Authority? Despite your talent, you are merely an artist. He's been invested with power by the Bishop Prince of Freising. You have no authority with him. If reason, wisdom, authority, and honesty cannot triumph, what am I left with? Hope, lies, truth. Above all, faith and providence. Well, what do you plan to tell the Archdeacon, Andreas? There are other people in Curacao and Tassing who have motives to kill the Baron. Friar Fernick feared the Baron would report his occult interest to the Inquisitors. How so? Friar Fernick and the Baron shared a fascination with the occult texts. The Baron was pressing the prior to performing a ritual for him while he was visiting Curacao. But Fernick refused the Baron and threatened to turn him into the Inquisition. How did you come by this knowledge? I found written evidence. A letter from Fernick to the Baron in which he discusses all these matters. It is a dangerous thing, a monk dabbling in the occult. His very soul could be in danger. Get the soul. He could have been defrocked, excommunicated, even killed. All for a little curiosity? Better stay stupid and ignorant, that's what I say. We're well aware. Is curiosity such an awful thing? No, but it was knowledge of nature that the nature of good and evil that caused the fall of man. The seeds of some corrupting fruit may lie sleeping between the pages of many dangerous books. I also found the cipher that the prior had left on his desk in the scriptorium. When I deciphered it, the message pointed me to a freshly disturbed grave in the cemetery. I convinced Otto Zimmerman to dig up the grave in question. What did you find inside? Occult tools that Fahrenheit had hidden. Why hide them? Why not leave? And why leave the note? I suspect he hid them in case the Baron made good on his threat to summon Inquisitor Curacao. As for the note, I am not certain. Prior Fahrenheit feared loss of his status, his life, even God's grace. And have killed for less. How might the Prior have accomplished the deed? They have killed the Baron with the silver rod. Prior uses it in performing his rituals, and there are traces of blood on it. If that was the weapon, it has certain dramatic propriety, at least. It'll be a challenge to condemn Prior for murder, but if that is where the evidence leads, the Archdeacon should see the wisdom in it. Are there any others you suspect? I've found no other suspects. Because I haven't investigated enough other people. Not a worthy mystery before this court, Andreas. I pray to God we have granted you the insight you need to face the coming challenge. Thank you, Your Majesty. I am prepared to meet the day. Before you go, Andreas, there is one more thing to consider. You will be summoned to the Archdeacon to tell him what you know. But you need not tell him everything. I think I understand. There is a place for a noble lie. This is not one of them. Why? The Baron is dead. All the people with a motive to kill him suffered either directly or indirectly from his wickedness. Simply mentioning a name to the Archdeacon may endanger them, whether they had anything to do with the murder or not. Right. No point in throwing everyone waist deep into shit. I protest any attempt at deception, but you must ultimately follow your conscience, Andreas. Little time remains before you must stand before the Archdeacon. Use it wisely. I have faith in Providence. And until we meet again, Andreas, God be with you. And also with you. I'm gonna be forced into recommending the Prior. So I'm gonna get back to work. Alright, let's go. Come on. I wonder if I have time to do anything left with, the stonemason. Also, I seriously owe Otto. Maybe it'll be Andreas. He's not, he's eager to get away. If I wait here, maybe he'll leave and I can observe his actions. I wonder if I'll be able to get one last bit of information. Oh dear, is something the matter with the Zimmerman's basin? Nothing, I was just having a rest. How are you doing? You're looking very well. Very healthy? Oh, you, such a flirt. I've been taking restorative made by that new doctor in town, Werner Stoltz. Being a parent is terribly exhausting, you know. Of course you don't. I'm sure you will someday, nice man like you. And the Gurnet's feeding you enough? You're looking a little thin. Oh, here, take this bread. That should perk you right up. Nothing like bread to fortify the spirit. I'm delivering it to Father Thomas. You know how the Father loves his bread. He's quite the bread enthusiast. My favorite customer. You should come by the bakery more often. often, Andreas. Anna would love to see you. It's so cute when she tries to steal your hat. But pardon me, Brett, but I just remembered I left the gardener's door open. Until later. Oh, of course, until later. Aw. She just wants someone to talk to. Master Mahler, here you are, finally at church, and it's not even Sunday. I took your words to heart, Father Thomas. You think all of this, your eternal salvation, is a joke? Oh my god. Good afternoon, Father Thomas. How's my favorite customer? Ah, Brett. You know I can't live without my rye. You're too kind. Please enjoy it with my well wishes. I should be off. Be well, you two. I can't believe she doesn't, like, point out, like, you said... Andreas, what brings you to the church? Father Thomas and I were just discussing my renewed enthusiasm for the Word of God. Suddenly inspired to attend Mass, are you? Wonder what's changed your mind. You following me, Andreas? Yes. God damn it, I told you to leave me alone. Lucky, leave the man be. He and I were talking about the church. All is well. Now tell me, how's my wall? Damage is not so difficult to repair. I can do it next week, and I can put the fallen stones back up now. That would be marvelous. I'm sure the lady would appreciate it, too. But please, don't risk yourself. Get some younger men to help you. I'd offer, but I'm afraid I'm cursed with the physique of an artist. Well, Father Thomas, I'm sure he can handle it. And here's the feat of strength. A rock. Another rock. Afternoon, Father Thomas. Andreas. Another rock. Lucky, see you soon? Don't work too hard, eh? Even at his age, Lucky is quite able. When Big York can match his strength. Thank you for your labors, Lucky. Well, I have to get back to following the stonemason, Father. Father Thomas might know where the men go fishing. But if I ask him, he'll know I'm actually following Lucky, which he could tell Lucky later. Lucky would be unhappy no matter what I do. Hold on, these are identical. Since I already admitted to following him. It'd be furious rumor got around that I suspected him of killing Lawrence. And it's not a good idea to get on the bad side of a man who's so strong. I doubt I can hold my own against him. Goodbye. Goodbye? Very unusual man. It's like, listen, I already know where they go fishing. Yeah, bug. Bugs. Another bug. The bugs, they touching me. Jesus, beating the shit out of that fish. I suppose it's better than letting him suffer. Until later, Otto. He's not going back to the village. The brush animation is hilarious. And Otto says nothing. Okay, and Lucky visits this grave all the way out here. It's not on consecrated ground. Which could be for a couple of things, but it's fairly simple to put together. It's the grave that holds the two innocents. And either the one carrying the other innocent voluntarily unsubscribed from life, or the fact that the innocent being pregnant was grounds enough for them not to be buried on consecrated ground after dying for some other reason. Two innocents. That's strange. Are there two people buried here? Children, perhaps? Could they be Lucky's children? Why would they be buried outside of a churchyard, then? It's almost like someone was trying to hide them. Oh, and he left a note with the flowers. Remember the girl, one for two innocents, the redbird flies, Matins chapter. The writing is identical to the script on the note Brother Florian found with the Baron's body. Someone was trying to lure Lucky to the chapter house to kill Baron Rothvogel. Oh, it remains to be seen if he did. Oh! If Lucky didn't write it, someone manipulated both the Baron and Lucky to bring it together. So did the person manipulating both of them... Damn, I've lost Lucky. Grave doesn't seem important. It does seem important to him, but could it be motive enough for him to kill Lawrence? I won't know until I figured out who's buried here. Should find someone to eat with. I wonder if I can eat with the stonemason again. What the shit? Eek! I'm stuck here? I had better not be stuck here. Alright, I'll say hi to them. Hi, Andreas. Veronica, no. He can't see us. Afternoon, girls. Are you here for a swim, too? I don't think Franz or Johann would appreciate me joining you. Probably not. Oh my god, don't invite him in. Right, but he won't do anything weird. We won't do anything weird, right? I was out for a walk. I didn't even know you two were here. Well, we are. And you shouldn't be. You should be getting back for dinner, actually. Mom will be wondering where I am. I'm not getting out with him here. Oh, I see your dilemma. I'll go. It's fine. It's not. Francis is gonna be so mad. Have a good dinner, Andreas. Woo, woo, woo. Well. That was great. I love that. I love that for all of us. Look at that fixed wall. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. They were doing, yes, they were doing their taxes. Pet Schlau. Because Schlau is a good baby. It's just Agnes. Well, Andreas. Okay. So I can't talk to any of them. I wonder if Gret will tell me. She seems chatty. Bless you, Andreas. Are you hungry? Have dinner with us. That's kind of you to ask. I'd love to. Lovely. I'll lay out a fine spread for us. It's been so long since we have had a guest who isn't Father Thomas. He'll be joining us today, too. Oh, fuck. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. Amen, amen, amen. Oh my god, look at that little kid with a pretzel. She's so cute. Thank you for joining us, Father. It is an honor to have you sit at our table. Please, Ulrich, there's no need to stand on ceremony. You know I enjoy sharing a meal with you and your family. Especially when Gret serves me her rye. God bless you, Father. You're too kind. How has Peter been lately, Andreas? Bad mood, nothing unusual for him? Most of the peasants are in a bad mood. Between the miller and the abbot's taxes, they're in a hard place. More than a few of the families are having difficulty paying their bills. I can offer them credit, but I worry about the town's future when times are so hard for them. It's Christian of you to extend them credit. Christian, yes, but at what point does it put our own finances at risk? Paul told us that we must value others more than ourselves. Between the abbot's taxes and Lenhardt's fees at the mill, they're struggling. Obviously, we will eat the pottage. If I can give them some relief, I must provide it joyfully. Truly, we are blessed more in giving than in receiving. You have a kind heart, Ulrich. Perhaps too kind, though I do love that about you. Should this really be your concern, Ulrich? If the peasants are unhappy with their taxes and miller's fees, they can propose a change. Say nothing. They might speak as Christian to Christian. Surely they can find common ground. Well, in any case, is the miller not entitled to recompense for his labors? Is the abbot not entitled to the taxes as the rightful lord of the land? This is the way it has always been. Will always be. Lenhard takes far more than his share. His behavior is not Christ-like. And you will be the one to judge him, Ulrich Alban? Will you judge the abbot as well? I need to ask you about Lucky. This is no matter to tease about. The peasants are suffering. The causes are plain to see. Your concern is admirable, Ulrich, but take care how you speak about this. May I suggest that you speak to him on the peasants' behalf? Don't make accusations, but share your concerns. I've not found him to be an unreasonable man. With all respect, Father, I have been dealing with Lenhard Müller and his father for over 20 years. I know the character of the Müller men. Kindness and reason are not in their nature. God's love is within all of us, Ulrich, even Lenhard Müller. Andreas, don't you think Ulrich should try reasoning with him? Perhaps Lenhard would be better served by a verse from Ecclesiastes. He who loves silver shall never have enough. He who loves wealth is never satisfied with its increase. This is also vanity. Thank you. The scriptures always have the answers if we know where to look. That's not exactly the sentiment I had in mind. Oh, did I mention that Sister Matilda came by today to buy bread for the sisters? Not who I wanted to know about. She had a dark cloud over her. I think the Baron's death has upset many of the brothers and sisters at the Abbey. I can only imagine. A murder that violent? Especially of a nobleman? Sister Matilda seems so strong. I don't think I've seen her like this before. You speak to her often? Yes, when she comes by bread. The Abbey can make some of their own, but we provide the rest. She walks with that Bohemian monk, Brother Woislav. Why would I knock over a beer? Why, a cat?
Yes. Become cat.
Knock over the beer. Oh, I'll clean that up, Andreas. I'm so sorry, Gret. It's no problem, Andreas. It was an excellent meal, Gret. Thank you so much for inviting me to your home. Of course, Father, we're always honored to have you. As you say, suppose I'll get back to the over-the-counter. The Baron ladies will be by for their bread soon. Thank you for a seat at your table. It was our pleasure. Shit. Well, I need to go to the chapter house to meet with the Archdeacon. Shit. I was hoping Brett would have better information than what I got. Or I don't give a shit about you. Wait, should I give a shit about you? Hello, you're the artist from Nuremberg. Very small journeyman artist. That was Mahler. Someone mentioned you dabbled at university for a year or two. Funny. You're staying at the Gertners, yes? The Abbey does have a guest house, you know. The Gertners are good, gracious people. For farmers. Housing is full of miserable people like them. They seem to be honest, hardworking people to me. They might smile to your face, but they won't hesitate to speak ill of you behind your back. They expect me to perform miracles, but I'm not a saint. The rest of the townsfolk, well, there can't be more than a handful of them who know how to spell their own names. Father Kerna is too soft with them, but I suppose he has to keep them placated or risk riots on his land. Fortunately, I do not intend to stay in Tassing long. I'm sure the townsfolk will be heartbroken to see you go. They have the town midwife, an old nun, and a crippled sawbones to look after them. No more skilled hands could Tassing expect, nor deserve. I recommend you don't linger here either, Mahler, or you'll soon find yourself trapped in a marriage to a mouse-faced girl with dirt under her nails. A daily risk for you, I'm sure. I'm a successful, educated doctor, Mahler. I can't be too careful. In any case, I must ask you to go. I have plenty of work to do. Good day. It's been a pleasure, I suppose. Likewise. Now, goodbye. That guy's a dick. Also, what is this baby chick doing over here all by himself? I do not like that man. Lucky. Andreas. Make it quick. I want to ask you about the grave of the two innocents in the forest. I saw you leave flowers there. Who are they for? That's none of your business. I won't talk to you about this, Andreas. Don't ask me again. On the note you left... Do you know where it came from? No. No, and... That's all you're getting from me, Andreas. Are you done? One grave for two innocents. Isn't that the grave in the forest? Who are they for? That's none of your business. Okay. I'm not gonna get anything. Will his wife talk to me? Hey, Andreas. Hey, Agnes. There's something you needed? You're lingering. I was hoping to talk to you about the grave in the forest. I tried to speak with Lucky about it, but he refused. Ah, yes, that does sound like my husband. I know it's not my business, but visiting a secret grave in the woods is unusual. I was surprised. I thought he would be more forthright with me. This is a matter close to our hearts, his and mine both. Okay. It's not a matter for gossip. Oh, but she likes me. The gravestone said two innocents. Who's buried there? It's the grave of our first daughter. Be it. She had an affair with Baron Rothvogel and fell pregnant. The Baron took no responsibility for his part. It was crushed. Did she marry one of the men in town? Yes, that's what we told her. That there was nothing to worry about. But it's not uncommon, even in it's not that uncommon, even in a small town like ours. How did she come to know Baron Rothvogel? The Baron met Bate on one of his visits to town. He took a liking to her. Nod. He made her many promises. Promise he had no way to keep, no intention of keeping. It was no child, but she had little experience with men and the things they'll say to get their way. When she missed 2 cycles, she came to me. We'd already been through this with her sister. Was this before or after Brigitte had married Martin? Before. Strange thing, since Brigitte was younger. Both our girls had wound up in trouble, but Bate knew we wouldn't be angry. Lucky's a gruff man, but he loved both our daughters no matter what happened. Why isn't she buried in the churchyard? She tried to restore her bleeding cycle and end the pregnancy. I didn't want to help her, so she helped herself to the medicine I used with other women. It was an accident. God knows it was. Even if the church thinks differently. I understand. Until later. Be well, Andreas. Until later. And that's the motive. And that's ultimately why I concluded that that it is most likely that Lucky did kill him. I think he has the strongest motive and the strongest stomach to do it. He has more means than most other people to do it. I mean, and he is capable of... I mean, he's just beating the shit out of those fish. But I mean, who's to say it isn't understandable? Why he would blame, you know, the Baron for being an absolute douche nozzle. In his defense, fuck fish. I mean, he's gotta kill him one way or another. It's interesting he chooses to beat the snot out of them. Hold on, I'll go to meet the what's his ugly here in a moment. Oh, so you are here. Afternoon, you're the Gertner boarder, aren't you? How could you tell? Oh my god, look at that little kid. You're as filthy as a farmer, but you don't smell like sheep. I don't like the Gertners. They're farmers. You expect them to act like kings? A little dignity wouldn't hurt them. They bleat like sheep when times get hard. Only Eva's got a backbone. How is she, by the way? She's fine. Why? I'm only curious. She used to bring the barley to me, but Peter insists on delivering it now. Because you're probably a flirty scumbag. And she's gonna marry Otto, so fuck you. I say, a shame. She'd shown some curiosity about the mill. I'd hope to foster that. Is there something special about it? She's the only windmill in Bavaria, did you know? Constructed in exacting detail from Dutch specifications. The gem of the Alps, and none of the incurious dolts here can appreciate it. Yes, I'm sure it's the peasants who are the problem. I should be going. Until later, Mahler. Well, he seems pleasant. Hello. Paul, right? I don't think we've talked before. I'm Andreas. I'm staying with the Gertners. Oh, but you're not a farmer. Why are you living with the farmers? They're letting me board with them while I work at the Abbey Scriptorium. You're a monk? I am an artist. Oh, like you do drawings? Drawing, painting, calligraphy. If it goes in a book, I can put it there. Oh, is that how you get money? What? The Abbey pays me, of course. Art is a job, just like being a miller is a job, but it is also a calling. People need beauty as much as they need bread. My dad says drawing's stupid, it's not worth anything. He's the one drawing on the ruins. Your dad's wrong. Not where he can hear. Sorry. Do you like to draw, Paul? Yes. More than anything. But I have to do it where Dad can't see. He gets mad. I'm sorry to hear that. But if it means a lot to you, maybe he doesn't need to know. Can I tell you a secret? Sure. Sometimes I draw on the ruins in the meadow where Dad can't see. The Romans would have been honored. They love defacing monuments. I don't know what that means. Don't worry about it. What did you draw? Or what do you draw? Cats? Mom? I don't know. Stuff? I probably shouldn't be talking to you. Dad won't like it. You're probably right. I'll go. Until later, Paul. And hey, keep drawing, alright? I will. Bye. Aw, we were a good influence. I haven't seen these people out here before. Good afternoon. Forgive me, I've forgotten your name. Andreas Mahler, master artist. Oh, master at such a young age. It's impressive. Well, I admit I'm not quite a master yet. Still finishing my masterpiece. What is that like? Hard work, but it pays off in the end. To live a dream. You can. You have the right, just like anyone. To do what? I have my family to care for. Lenhart, Paul, my sweet angel, the mill. Oh, I apologize. You didn't get properly introduced. You must be Else Mullerin. Yes, that's me. I heard Clara and Eva had an artist boarding with them. That must be very exciting. They've treated me very well. Perhaps Eva more than Clara? Hmm? Oh, I only meant living on a farm among the townspeople. Isn't it very lively? Only when El Peter wakes in the night and can't find the chamber pot. So far it seems a life like most others. Oh, but have you not traveled much? Artists go on a wanderyara, right? There must be many differences in the way people live. The people in Florence are very cultured for certain. It has such history. Hi, so much out there. But I have only to take care of my darling Paul. He's so shy. I pray the Lord will someday bless us with a daughter. Else? Have you finished with your gabble? There's work that needs doing. Oh no. I'm sorry, I have to get to my labors. Of course, I apologize if I bothered you. Till later, Mistress Mullerin. Until then. Well, she seems pleasant. Alright. Well, that's the first time. And these are Paul's drawings. Mom looks like she has claws. And I want to know about this angel that's going after this fish. Also, there is a cat. I was hoping maybe Paul, since he's the one drawing, maybe saw something, but no dice there. Well, time to go do something I'm going to feel guilty about. Hello, Rudiger. You gonna sing? I love that he just gets to stand here and sing. I think that's awesome for him. Where am I supposed to go? Am I supposed to go to the chapter house? Crap. I don't remember where I'm supposed to go. Arrived at Curacao Abbey. Chapter house. He's gonna be mad because I'm late. Listen, I had information I needed to get. Oh, there's lots of people here. Hello, Andreas. Hey, Andreas. Oh, shoot. God bless you, Master Mahler. Master Mahler? Yes, it's me, sister. Do you think Father Pierre really murdered the Baron? No, of course not. Oh, then why did Father Abbot have him put in the cellar? Father Abbot's afraid of what will happen if we can't figure out who the killer really is. Do you think the devil could appear here at Curacao? If the devil could appear to Christ at Gethsemane, he can appear to us anywhere. I didn't see the devil, but I think I smelled his odor. The night before the Baron was killed, I woke before Matins, and I smelled something in our dormitory. It was strange. Moss and sulfur mixed with frankincense and roses. It moved through the room. I wanted to scream, but I was too frightened, and it was gone. I'm ashamed I didn't cry out, but I didn't know what to do. Did any of the other sisters smell it? I don't know, but I think they were all asleep. Thank you, Sister Margaret. God bless you, Master Mahler. That's interesting. I don't know what that detail is supposed to afford me. God bless you, Andreas. Good day, Andreas. God bless you, Andreas. Bless you. Nobody's gonna have anything additional to say to me. Alright. Let's do this, and this will be where we end for the night after this Inquisition. Andreas. Father Gurno. Master Mahler, if you think I am unaware of your actions around this abbey in the past 3 days, you are mistaken. Oh? You exhumed the corpse of one of the brothers of this abbey. Technically, we didn't exhume the body, we just removed all the dirt on top of it. Oh my god, he's such an asshole. Oh my god, it's so funny.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. Andreas. We put it all back. Be quiet. I should have expected that Kerr Otto Zimmerman would help you with such a ghoulish task. You don't have many friends in town, Father Abbot. Otto just happened to have a shovel. No, it's more personal than that. Otto has a particular hatred for me, for this abbey, for the church. He'll pay for his role in this obscenity in due time. Now then, for all your meddling, you will not be welcome in Curacao after your commission is completed. What are you gonna do, have Matthew throw me out? I apologize, I was only trying to help Brother Piero. It's too late for apologies. Your days of interfering in the daily life of this abbey will end. It was never my intention to interfere, Father Abbot. I'll leave you to the Archdeacon now. Try not to perjure yourself. God save you, Andreas Mahler. Whew! Woof. I've definitely pushed his buttons this round, like, real bad. Please state your name for our records. I am not a master artist. That is a lie. Andreas Mahler, artist, recently of Venice. Really? What brought you all the way to Upper Bavaria? I'm heading back to Nuremberg to finish my apprenticeship and open a workshop. It's the end of my Wanderjahre. Very well, thank you. Arnold, please write that down. I think you're ready. I think we're ready to begin. Of course, Your Reverence. Now then, Master Mahler, what was your relation to Lorenz the Baron Rothvogel? I only knew him for a day, but we were on friendly terms. Do you feel you had a sense of him as a person? Yes, Your Reverence. How would you characterize him? A nobleman for all the good and ill that goes along with that title. Do you have a problem with the nobility, Master Mahler? No. I didn't mean it that way. Fine. Do you think someone else may have had a problem with him? I can think of a few people, Your Reverence. Good, that might help us solve this problem that faces us. The Baron Rothvogel was murdered here, in this very room. Someone did it. Father Gernot believes that it was one of his monks, Brother Piero. I've met with Brother Piero and questioned him at length. While it seems unlikely that a man of his age and temperament could murder the Baron, he was discovered in flagrante delicto.
He wasn't, though.
Yeah, he wasn't, though. The Baron was already dead. Stop. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Stop talking. If you wish to advocate on behalf of Brother Piero, I suggest shutting your mouth until I ask you a question. Piero had reasons to resent the Baron, the loss of his work, the insistence on discussing the writings of the troublemaker from Wittenberg. And as for his age and infirmity, I myself have read of many cases in which a man of modest strength succumbs to the temptations of the devil. Once seized by the devilish fever, the poor sinner gains an infernal power that allows him to inflict grievous wounds, sometimes fatal. What I am saying is that in spite of the curious circumstances, Brother Piero is the most plausible perpetrator of this most vile act. I understand that you are on friendly terms with Brother Piero. You also interacted with the Baron both in the town and the Abbey. Did you witness anything that suggests someone else could have murdered the Baron Rothvogel? Lucky Steinauer argued with the Baron. Who is Lucky Steinauer? I don't believe his name has come up during our questioning. He's the town stonemason. Alright? What's the connection between the town stonemason and a nobleman from Worms? Lucky wanted to take revenge against the Baron for the death of his daughter, Bate. Or I and at least 3 farmers in the village saw argue. Ugh. No one wins. No one wins. Did the stonemason believe the Baron had murdered this young woman? No, she was a suicide. But Lucky held the Baron responsible. It's quite hard to follow, Master Mahler. What does this have to do with the Baron and the stonemason? On his last visit several years ago, the Baron charmed Lucky's daughter, but left her behind. Sometime after the Baron left, Bate realized she was with child. The stonemason and his wife did their best, but Bate did not want to keep the child. She attempted to stop the pregnancy by way of her mother's medicine. Mother's medicine? Agnes Steinauer is the town midwife. I see. In the end, the medicine claimed her life. And her unborn child with it, I presume. The stonemason Lucky Steinauer has held a grudge this whole time. They argued about something, I know that. I witnessed it the morning the Baron arrived. And how do you propose the stonemason killed the Baron? As a stonemason, Lucky would have access to any number of tools that could use to bludgeon the Baron. Have you found such a tool? I have not. That presents some difficulty for your theory, Master Mahler. True, in any case, that is the extent of my knowledge about Lucky Steinauer, Your Reverence. Is there anyone else you can think of who might have wanted to harm the Baron? The Abbey's prior Fernick was behaving suspiciously the day of the Baron's arrival. He may have had motive. That is an extraordinary claim, Andreas. The abbot speaks highly of the prior, and he oversees your and Brother Piero's work, does he not? Yes, but, yes, Your Reverence. An extraordinary claim requires extraordinary evidence for me to take it seriously. Why should I take the word of an artist over a respected officer of this abbey? I can provide evidence of Prior Fernick's motive. Please do. You know what? Let's burn it down. I'm burning it down. Baron Rothvogel and Prior Fernick were exchanging letters about performing a magical ritual during the Baron's visit. You have proof of this? I have a letter the Prior wrote to the Baron. In it, the Prior mentions that he will not perform a ritual for the Baron, even if the Baron does follow through on a threat to implicate him to the Inquisitors in Innsbruck. An implication of necromancy is a serious matter. Prior's position would have been in peril, possibly even his life. And how do you believe Prior Fernick would have killed the Baron? I pray you will not say it was a magical ritual. I found a silver rod that belongs to Prior Fernick. It has dried blood on it. A silver rod? Likely a magical tool of some sort, but it is of size and weight appropriate for the head wound that the Baron received. How did you come to possess this item? In truth, it involved a little grave digging. Master Mahler, while it is not my place nor my task to hold you liable for what you've done, I will be informing Father Gurnett. Don't worry, he already knows. Is there anything else to say about the Prior? No, Your Reverence. Very well. Who else may have wanted to see the Baron dead? I can't think of anyone else. Very well. Are you aware of anything else that might shed light on this case? Has Brother Florian told you about the note found in the Baron's clothing? Yes, Brother Florian explained how it came to find it and told me its contents. Master Adeljaeger has entered his testimony in our register. Your description of what transpired between the Baron and Bate Steinauer explains the meaning. You don't think the stonemason wrote it, do you? I do not. No, whoever wrote the note was a talented scribe. I understand Curacao has two, the elderly brother Adek and the younger brother Guy. Let's blame Guy! To be frank, your reverence, neither man has the skill to write in this way. There's something else about it, too. The style is just different. It's unlike Adek and Guy's writing, unlike mine. Something about the way the first and second strokes meet on the A and the G. Very well. Whatever the particulars, it seems it will remain a mystery that stands apart from the commission of the murder. Unfortunately, there is more to tell. I found another note. A note that had been written in the same hand on the same type of parchment to Lucky Steinauer. That is deeply troubling, but again, beyond the bounds of my investigation. In any case, I thank you for bringing it to my attention. Of course, Your Reverence. Thank you again for your time, Master Mahler. Oh, I will pass. Would it be impertinent of me to opine on who the killer is? Not at all. You're an educated man and have conducted yourself appropriately in this inquiry. I reserve final judgment, of course, but who do you believe killed the Baron? Considering all of the evidence, I have so much evidence against Fernick.
Yeah.
But what I think happened, if the person who was manipulating Lucky and the Baron to meet in the chapter house didn't do it himself, if Lucky didn't show up. If Lucky did show up, he did it. And that's what I think happened. I don't think any longer that Lucky threatened the Baron to meet him there. He definitely didn't write the note. Someone else did. And this person manipulated two people to be in the same place, knowing one of them was likely to kill the other. And I think he did. Which makes him still guilty. I think the blood on the silver rod is Fernick's. And whatever rituals he was doing, it wasn't to harm anyone else. And he was... Oh, sorry. That he was harming himself to do whatever rituals he was doing and not anyone else's. I don't think he used the silver rod to beat the Baron to death.
You can also opt not to opine. Oh, wait, no, yours.
No, I'm stuck in it.
But do you think Fernick he manipulated them, right?
He can't, it's not his writing. We've seen Fernick's writing. We've seen it, and it's not that script. And he lacks the skill. He oversees the scriptorium, but he's not a scribe.
You should not have opted to opine.
I think Lucky did it. I do not think that it was premeditated murder. I think that it was a crime of passion. And Lucky may have dreamt of, doing all sorts of awful things to the Baron in the time since his daughter died. But If he did kill him in the chapter house, it was a crime of passion, and he seized an opportunity. I don't think Farnick did it. I have a lot of circumstantial evidence to implicate him, but I don't think he did it. I do think Lucky did. But someone else manipulated it to be so. And that person is potentially more dangerous than Lucky. But if I pick Lucky, he will die. And if I pick Farnick, he will die. No one wins. No one wins. But I think Farnick may die anyways. Because I've outed his occult rituals. So I could save Lucky knowing that Farnick is screwed either way. And it's my fault. And I have to live with that. I guess the lesser evil would not be to get 2 men killed. Just the one. I am interested if anyone else has any thoughts. It's not like I can go back. I pretty much agree with you, though. Accusing Farnick of a murder he didn't commit also feels wrong. Yeah. I mean, both options feel wrong. Well, I have to admit, accusing Lucky, but not opining for Lucky feels less wrong because it is far more likely that that happened. And then Andreas and me as the player have to live with, because Farnick will either be disgraced or killed. And both men die. But I think it is far more like to claim that I think Farnick did would be a lie. And I would be, you're right, and I would be intentionally letting a murderer go free. And I'm gonna have to... I think Lucky did it. I think it was Lucky Steinauer. I believe he cared deeply for Bette and could not forgive the Baron for his role in her death. Noted. Your contributions to this inquiry are appreciated. Thank you for your time and candor. You're quite welcome, Your Reverence. Until later, Master Mahler. Until then, Your Reverence. Oh... Andreas, I didn't think you were coming to this. I didn't think I was either. I suppose I wanted to see how this ends after all. It was the prior of the Abbey, if you can... They went with the prior anyways. They went with the prior anyways! Did you ever talk to him in the Abbey, Andreas? Oh, sorry. Sorry. I got upset. They went with him anyway. You missed the trial, Andreas. The Archdeacon read all of the charges and found him guilty. I think, and I understand why they would have gone with him. It outed black magic from the Abbey. So, like, from a political standpoint, it would make more sense. And killing the stonemason would potentially levy civil unrest in the town against the Abbey, because Lucky is well loved. When there's already brewing unrest due to the taxes. So it makes sense that they would have gone with the prior. I worked with him almost every day, Clara. I didn't know he had a murderer in him. Oh, they want you to think they're so pious, but all they're here to do is slowly drain the life out of this town. Calm down, Peter. Oh, here comes the procession. Hey, Otto. Did I miss anything? No, you're fine. Andreas. Otto. And... I didn't do this, God knows it, even if you do not. I don't think he did it. This can't be happening, this can't be happening. Oh, man. Running like a chicken, crying like a woman, pathetic. I want to make a murder mystery adventure game where you're following around Sherlock Holmes. You follow a story, collect all your evidence, present your case, and no matter what you pick as the solution to the case, it's wrong. Then Sherlock comes out with some bullshit about how wrong you are in the minute detail only he noticed. You mean, so... exactly like how Sherlock Holmes solves things. Well, a certain kind of Sherlock. Particularly the, a more recent Sherlock. Order the executioner to carry out this duty. Reward him peace and safe conduct, whatever may befall him. I can't watch this. My Lord Judge, have I executed well? You have executed as judgment and law have required. For that I thank God and my master who has taught me such art. I know this was your doing, Andreas. That's the beauty of video games, though. In a book or a movie, you can guess the answer, but video games can ensure you are wrong. No, like, that's true. Um, and admittedly, I haven't read a lot of Sherlock Holmes. Like, I am specifically talking about the Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock Holmes, that Sherlock, which does not employ deductive reasoning in any sense of the phrase. And I have a lot of feelings about it. But to my knowledge, the details that do end up mattering in the case's solution are written in the original works. Yeah, Glass Onion just straight up lies to you. And, like, actively hides stuff and then shows stuff in a later scene that they specifically did not put the camera on or have changed a scene somehow. Glass Onion was really bad. You could still guess the end of the movie. Yeah, you can guess anywhere. I think the Miller is the one manipulating everything because he's bored. But I can't input that answer, which is this is exactly what you're saying, Brooks. But I also can't input anything into a book or a movie. In those cases, I am also going to be 100% wrong. I just have no activity in it, and it's the activity that drives the guilt. So in the video game, it would absolutely be worse. Take it up with the Archdeacon. It has nothing to do with me. And I did not point out Faraday. I did not think it was him. The Archdeacon wouldn't have reached his verdict without your testimony. I read it. Again, take it up with the Archdeacon. I don't care what you have to say about it. You are no longer welcome at Curacao, Andreas Mauer. I will send you your final payment to the Girders. May you have a long, successful career in Nuremberg, and may you never travel this way again. I got 2 new achievements. Oh, this sucks. I hate this. Andreas, has the time come for you to leave us? I'm afraid so, Brother Piero. This farewell will have to be brief. Father Gurnett made it clear I was no longer welcome at Curacao. I pray that time will soften Father Abbott's heart. I hope he eventually realizes you were only trying to help me. This is a sad parting, but inevitable. I had hoped you would stay a bit longer. But the world needs you more than Curacao does. You have grown beyond this old abbey and become a master in your own right. I will miss you, my son. Who will keep you out of trouble when I'm gone? I pray that this is the last trouble I'll see in my old age. I have God and you to thank for getting me out of it. Come, your masterpiece is complete. May I see it one last time before you go? Please, I value your assessment. The opinion of one old monk matters little. All the same, I am excited to see it finished at last. It is a masterpiece, truly worthy of the word. And it appears you took my advice to heart. What advice is that? To put yourself into the work. Not just to interpret another artist's work, but to transform it into something true. This shows a world as it is, as you've seen it, even if it is not what others may want to see. Though it is not my place to say so, I am proud of you, Andreas. What's this? Scrap of parchment? Do not return here. Warning? Oh yeah. Whose hand is it? It doesn't look like Brother Adix or Brother Guy's. Brother Florian and I found a similar note in the Baron's clothing. And another note while I was investigating. Someone was trying to manipulate him to go to the chapter house in the middle of the night. They must have been written by someone who knew the darkest secrets of the town, and this abbey. They tugged at those secrets to kill the Baron, like someone pulling threads that had been buried in the past. A frightening thought, but who would do such a thing? God knows. He does. And I hope his love can still the wickedness in the heart of whoever wrote this. Do not trouble yourself overly about it. Your future lies outside these walls. I hope that you will have time to visit me once or twice in your travels before the Lord takes me. I'll come as often as I can. I'll come as often as I can. Assuming Father Gurnet doesn't forbid it. We must have faith that better days lie ahead for all of us. God bless you, Andreas Mahler. God bless you, Brother Piero. Could you imagine? Like, oh. I'm not going to imagine quite yet. Is Paul my apprentice? Oh, no, that's Casper. Never mind. It's the same kid. It's the same kid. You alright, Master Andreas? What? Are you alright, Master Andreas? Yes, thank you. I was just remembering him. Trying to, anyway. Doesn't come easily anymore. Oh, would you like me to leave you alone? No, Casper. It's not necessary. There's nothing to be done about it now. It's too late. Like so many things. Andreas Mahler, I never expected to see your face here again. Have you been in Nuremberg for these last 7 years? No, Nuremberg for a few, but I received some lucrative commissions abroad. Ooh, Act 2 beginning. Where do we go? Spain. Spanish. Spain adjacent. Polish. English. London, parts of Britain. French. Paris, Jersey, John. Huh. Where is Guy from? I don't remember where Guy is from. He's from the Kingdom of Douchery. Of Guy Fieri. I went to France. I spent a few years in France and Burgundy, painting portraits and religious paintings for nobles and courtiers. Did you visit Provence? Only briefly for a commission. Why? Oh, I think is he French? When King Louis expelled the Jews from the region some years ago, a number chose to convert and remain. So the king taxed them into misery. I wonder if the tax yet persisted. I have no idea. I'm surprised you care at all. Well, I'm not about to leap into a fire to save anyone, but I don't think it's right what's happened to them. In spite of your extensive travels and success, you're still not welcome at Curacao. The abbot hasn't forgotten what happened. 7 years isn't all that long. Simply wanted to pay my respects to an old friend. Surely you can understand that. I understand why Father Abbot expelled you from the abbey. What were you expecting, a hero's welcome? Fine. Tell Father Gurnet I'll be staying at the land house in town for a night or two before moving on. Oh man. I'll tell him, but I can't imagine he'll care. Why is he so rude? Because he has a stick up his butt. God bless you. Now be off. Alright. Bing, 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 bing. The monk seemed unhappy to see you, Master Andreas. Why is the abbot so angry with you? Toward the end of my stay in Tassing, there was a murder at Curacao Abbey, a nobleman. Father Gurnet panicked and accused my friend Brother Piero of committing the crime. I helped convince the investigating archdeacon that another monk was responsible, Friar Fahrenheit. He was executed for the crime. You got someone killed? Yes. I had no idea you were involved in something so Exciting? Why didn't you mention it before? I suppose it must have been a hard situation if the abbot is still this mad at you. I had to make some difficult choices. Maybe they were the wrong ones. I've had to live with that. Why did we come here if you're not welcome? I wanted to pay my respects to Brother Piero. And to be honest, I'm not looking forward to returning to Nuremberg. This commission, it's an obscene vanity piece under the pretext of a religious scene. My patrons just want to celebrate themselves and their wealth. I dread each new commission more than the last. Every step I take toward home is agonizing. But Master, you're famous and rich. Your work is wonderful. When I saw your altarpiece in Nuremberg, I begged my father to help me become your apprentice. I don't understand how you could accomplish all of that you have and be unhappy. I know. It must be very hard to believe. I was once very much like you. Once I wanted this life so much that it consumed my every waking thought. I don't know if I've changed, or if what I wanted was never really real. Maybe I've been a fool this whole time. I want life as an artist to be better for you, Casper. Learn from my mistakes, alright? Alright. Yes, Master Andreas. I shouldn't be burdening you with such dark thoughts, Casper. Come, let's visit my old friend Klaus. It's been too long. As you like, Master Andreas. Alright. And that is the end for the evening. Oh, man. We'll just listen to the sad, sad pitter-patter of the rain. Yeah, I know. Exciting, right? I pushed too hard in places, and not enough in, well, not enough in others. And they still went with the prior. They still went with him. Admittedly, like, I presented more evidence. I investigated it more strongly and presented it, and he was bad news for the longevity of the life after being ousted.
Yeah.
Congratulations on 90,000 Milky Fuel stamps, Brooks. Look at you go. Look at you go. Oh, man. Alright, let's find someone who is playing something more upbeat. Let me quit out of the game real quick. And let's see who is online. Who's doing fun stuff? Ooh, it's kind of a quiet night. Kind of a quiet Monday. Absolutely, Scritchy. Good night. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me through this. I know this isn't, you know, in the long list of depressing games, this just solidifies that I play depressing games.
Huh? Sailor Garnet.
Let's see here. Sorry guys, I'm reading through the list. You know what? We're going to raid Sailor X Garnet, who is playing some time travel stuff. You know, my favorite genre. She's lovely. Love her layout. Nate has recommended her to me before privately. And I mean, she's got a Luna wall scroll in the back. And I mean, we can't go wrong with a little bit of Sailor Moon. Let's do this. Have a good night, everybody. And be nice to yourselves. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll see what the consequences of our actions really are. Good night.